Welcome to Cougar Football with Kevin Donnelly. For the first time in the 5-year history of the Marian University football program, the Knights were able to get a win against the Cougars, 40-13 this past Saturday at Bishop Darcy Stadium.
Give credit to them. They're an outstanding football team. They've been building that for 5 years. They've also got a number of Division I transfers, so they're very, very talented. Won the line of scrimmage. In all due respect, since second half of St. X, we've had 70% of our scoring offense out with injuries. Got through it at Canton against Walsh the week after St. X. Then we lost one of our top offensive linemen. We're a little banged up. Lost Solomon Grimes, really the quarterback of the defense in that game as well. So, we're a young football team. We're also one that's pretty beat up and have got a lot of key players out and have had to have a lot of youngsters with not a lot of game experience to step up in key roles. And we're still in that same boat right now as we pass the Marian game and going into Malone this week. We're still a team that is not at full strength and trying to get healthy.
And the health issues continue to mount up. First, the Knights, senior quarterback Justin Bozier had to leave the game in the fourth quarter after re-injuring an ankle injury. St. Francis then turned to redshirt freshman Wesley Hunsucker, which once again opened up the question about the quarterback position.
Well, I guess you're no different than any other of the fans or media. Bozier's a fifth-year guy that understands the offense well. I think he's been playing a little gimpy most of the year. I think he got an ankle re-injured last week. Hunsucker is a bright young man. He's an athletic guy. He's got a good arm. Still learning the offense, learning reads. He got in at a perfect time when pressure was off and did very, very well. I'm very high on him. We've actually put in some things this coming week for him in particular. We're down to 2 quarterbacks right now. We've had to keep Miller out at inside receiver just because of injury with everyone. So there's where we are, at this point. So Bozier's got to get it done. If he doesn't, Hunsucker does. I've got confidence in both of them that they'll perform well.
Playing well on the defensive side of the ball has been Brody Callball, who leads the Mid-States Football Association in tackles with 75.
It's showing that I play hard, but it also means that it's not as great as accomplishment when we're not winning. Statistics on paper it looks good, but the only statistics we like is the W. Yeah, at the end of the day, you got so many tackles. It's like, well, that means I played hard, had somewhat a good game, but you always can get better, and all we care about is to win.
With 2 losses after 6 games, Callball believes the team's best football is still ahead of them, but the Cougars have to eliminate the mistakes.
Just the little things that were kind of beating us. If you're supposed to be I was supposed to be in a zone coverage in a certain area, and I would chase across there and leave my area, and the guy would be wide open. That's just how it was. It's just one thing after another. It's kind of like a wake-up call. It's now or never. You kind of got to put it all together. Like the coaches said, when you look at it, when we make mistakes, that's when we get scored on. We eliminate a little bit of mistakes and do what we're supposed to do. No one can beat us. For me, to get me hyped, it's like we lost 2 games, and here losing is unacceptable. We lost to the number 1, number 2 team. You could say that, but those are games that we could easily have won. We could easily be the best team in the nation, and from here on out, it's make or break it. It's like, what are you going to do to get better? It's one day at a time, one game at a time, but it's time to start now. For here on out, the next 4 games is going to be pretty fun. I know our defense had a really good practice yesterday, and the demeanor of our team's a little bit different.
We lost the number 1 and number 2 team, so for all we know, we could be the number 3 team. Right now, we're trying to pull it all back together and get ready for Malone, and we're going to take it one team at a time as we move towards the playoffs. Hopefully, get a good playoff bid here so we can go into the postseason.
After coming off a week where redshirt freshman Antoine Campbell tied the school record for rushing touchdowns in a game, senior center Wyatt Tuggle was a bit surprised with the rushing performance versus Marian.
They played a 4 front up front, so it made our blocking a little bit more difficult. 2 big guys inside. Linebackers, their linebackers are pretty big guys, and their whole scheme was to get get the down guys, our offensive line held up at the the line of scrimmage, and bring the linebackers in to fill up and clean up the mess. They funneled them right to them. Their game plan worked for them, and obviously we didn't turn out so lucky. So I think you can really look back at last week, and we played real well against them. Different front, different team, different people. They just got the best of us last week.
The end of the 2009 season also got the best of the Cougars when St. Francis dropped 3 of its last 4 games, missing out of the postseason for the first time since the program's inaugural season of 1998. 2009 was Wyatt's sophomore year, and an experience he does not want to revisit, which has the senior from Kendallville, Indiana, anxious to get back on the field.
Well, this is what it's all about. I mean, regular season is regular season, but the playoffs is a whole new thing. My sophomore year, we didn't make the playoffs, and it was completely different. Just playing the regular 10-game season was really weird. And last year, we went to the playoffs, and it was a whole new experience for me. Even great time. So I'm telling them that really need to focus and get moving right now, so we can have that deep run. And because I know they're going to enjoy it, because I enjoy it, and hopefully we'll make a good push.
If the Cougars are to make the push to get to the playoffs, then the past will have to remain in the past, and the team will need to come together under the guidance of a coach that has 250 victories under his belt.
I believe right now the thing that our job as coaches is to teach our young men how to handle adverse circumstance. And when you look at the schedule, before we ever kicked off this fall, I felt that the first 6 games of our schedule this year were really 5 to 6 could have gone either way. We knew that before we ever started. We were going to have to mature quickly, find leadership quickly, and stay healthy, of which none has really come to fruition as of yet. We're still working on those things. And, I'm excited about the challenge to bring this football team around. It'd be nice when we do get healthy. At the same time, you got to keep chipping away. It's a mind game. It's all about how you deal with the tough times, how you find yourself when your back's up against the wall, how you going to respond. Victory's never final and defeat's never fatal. It's about the courage and the intestinal fortitude to pick you up, keep going, and find a way to get better. I still believe that this football team being healthy, we're one of the top in the country. I think we came out 12 in the rankings this week, which is either here or there. The thing that we've got to do is have the maturity to deal with one game at a time, not look down the road, not worry about rankings, not worried about color of uniforms, not worrying about the weather, only worrying about the task at hand, and that is the challenge of the next opponent, because everyone brings a challenge. Malone's a team that's 3-4. Last year, they got 6, I think, to 11 defense back. Hell, that's 37 yards rushing. We struggled and found a way to beat them a year ago. They have been struggling offensively. They played 4 different quarterbacks, and they changed from a passing game, spread passing game, to a triple option attack last week. They moved a receiver to quarterback. He was a good athlete and run football. So, you get into assignment football, and you got to change a lot of things for what they're attempting to do to get something rolling offensively. I think they're a good, strong defense, and they're trying to find themselves offensively. We hope it's another week or 2 before they do that.
To get a win versus the other team from Canton, Ohio, here are Coach D's keys to success.
Well, one, we got to dominate defensively. We can't allow them to have a feeling that they can be successful with some of the new things they're attempting on offense in an option game. It does keep plays alive, and when you got a quarterback that's an athlete, I don't think he's a particularly good passer. At the same time, you got to play good disciplined football. And offensively, we've got a real challenge. They're good defense. They do some things schematically to present an issue. I think our coaches have put together a good game plan. Now, bottom line is we got to go out and play hard. We've got to fight through tough times. I don't think it's going to be a cakewalk. I think we're going to have to get out and battle because of their strong defense. So we've got to control the game on defense. We've got to make some plays on offense.
Be sure to tune in to Catholic Redeemer Radio, WLYV, 1450 AM, or watch us live on our livestream.com channel, USF Cougars. Coverage begins at 11:45 a.m. Thanks for watching, and go Cougars!